Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about factoring. Hopefully you already know what factoring is, okay? So yeah, let's just kind of dive right into it. In order to understand factoring though, you need to understand where it comes from, which is why we foiled the other day. So if we would take this and we would FOIL these things together, that would be first times first, which would be x squared, outside times outside, which would give us 5x, inside times inside, which would give us 3x, and then last times last, which would give us 15. When we combine the terms, we would get x squared plus 8x plus 15. And then that would be our final answer if I was asking you to FOIL. Now, pretend we were given this to begin with, and I asked you to factor. So therefore, work backwards, right? So now I'm just moving this to here, and I'm asking you to factor, which is the opposite of FOILing. So in order to do this, two things have to happen. You first need to determine the factors of 15. Factors of 15 are two numbers multiplied together that give us 15. So when I'm thinking of factors of 15, I'm thinking 1 and 15. I'm thinking 3 and 5, and then that would be it. Okay? Whenever I factor, the first thing I should do is I should set up two sets of parentheses just like this. And then signs actually tell us everything about these two sets of parentheses. Because the last term is positive, our signs in the parentheses will match. And that's because that's positive. What will they match to? They match to plus. So because this is plus, both parentheses are also going to be plus. So that's a great way to start this out. So we look at the last term first. Because it's positive, our signs in the parentheses will match. And then the middle one tells us what it matches to. So they're both plus. The first term out here is going to tell us what the first term in each box is. So we just take the square root of that first term, right? X squared square rooted would just be x, right? And that's what we're going to put in both of those. And then the last one that we need to figure out is which two, if we added the factors together, would give us an 8. So 1 plus 15 is 16, so that's not right. 3 plus 5, though, if we had 3 here and 5 here, would give us 8. So then our final answer is going to be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. And that would be the backwards operation of FOILing. So look, now the answer that we started with a way long time ago when we FOILed should now match our factored answer. And that's how you factor. For some of you, factoring will come very easily and you'll be able to do these very quickly, but for others, these are like really difficult puzzle problems. So the goal is to just keep practicing. So let's kind of go through a couple more examples. So here we are. We start with our parentheses. So our two sets of parentheses. In this case, it's always going to be x and x for our first homework. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything. It's always going to be x and x there. The next thing we need to do is this is positive, so it means our signs are going to match. So positive and positive. I know that they're both plus because of the plus in the middle. And then my factors of 12. We have 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Which two of these add together and give us 7? Well, 3 plus 4 gives us 7. So then this would be our answer. A good way to just check your solution real fast, guys, is to do this. 3x, 4x. If we would add those two things together, that would give us 7x. And then 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so those are quick ways to check your solutions. All right, next one. So, two sets of parentheses. X goes in the front always for these ones. It's a plus on the end, a plus in the middle, so that tells us plus and plus. 14, the factors are 1 and 14, 2 and 7, and that's it. And it looks like 2 plus 7 would give us 9, so we can put a 2 here into 7 here. All right, so now the signs are changing a little bit, so let's talk about what's happening when the signs change. Automatically, if it's ever negative at the end, it means signs are opposite in the parentheses. So that means one automatically has to be plus, the other automatically has to be a minus. Okay, and that's because of this negative sign. This negative sign tells us plus and minus. So we don't even care about what the middle sign is yet. Okay, but we will in a second here. So next we're looking at factors of 15. So factors of 15, I'm going to change my color here. We have 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Now what we're looking for is if we subtract 2 of these numbers. So if we take 2 of these numbers and subtract them, either 3 minus 5 or 5 minus 3 or 1 minus 15 or 15 minus 1, we want to get a positive 2 in the middle. So if we're looking at this, 15 minus 1 would only give us 14. That's not positive 2. 1 minus 15 would give us negative 14. So that's not what we're looking for. 3 minus 5 would give us negative 2, which is close but no cigar. 5 minus 3 is 2. So then looks like 5 and 3 are what we want. So then we fill in our x's here. We say we want negative 3 and positive 5. So positive 5, negative 3, and then this would be our solution. All right. So notice, I picked the negative 3 because negative 3 here. I picked the positive 5 to go with the plus sign. Last example. So it's positive at the end. That means that our signs are going to match. What are they going to match to? Because it's negative in the middle, now they're both minuses. So we have x and x. Factors of 20 are 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. We need 9 in the middle. So these things added together, which is going to give us 9, looks like 5 and 4 would give us 9. So 5 and 4. And then that's our solution. Remember, you can always check, right? You could always check these answers by doing negative 5x, negative 4x. If we would add those two things together, would give us that negative 9x, right? And then negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. All right, so this is how you FOIL, or not FOIL, this is how you factor. I hope this went quick for you guys. Have a great weekend. We're almost done. Seniors, 1 week, right? Yeah, 1 week left, seniors. Or 2 weeks? 2 weeks. No, 1 week for seniors, 2 weeks for everybody else. All right, have a great weekend, guys.